Good morning, everybody. Can everybody hear me all right? Excellent. Welcome to SeaWorld Parks and Entertainment's 2018 New Attractions Reveals. We're very excited to have you all here today. First, we'd like to thank the IAAPA team, as well as our vendor partners here at the show, Intamin, the Gravity Group, and Falcon's Creative Group for all their help in putting this together, so thank you. I'd like to give everybody a quick overview of the schedule this morning. First, we're going to hear from Denise Gaudreau. She is our Chief Marketing Officer for SeaWorld Parks, and then Anthony Esparza, our Chief Creative Officer. Denise and Anthony are going to take us through all 7 of the exciting new attractions opening up next year at SeaWorld Parks locations throughout the country. We want to be very clear, we are not doing a Q&A this morning, we're just going to hear from our 2 representatives. At about 10:35, we'll ask everybody to step over to the Intamin booth right behind us to get a first look at the SeaWorld Orlando attraction, Infinity Falls. We are also going to be hosting social media reveals and Facebook Live sessions at our 2 other vendor booths, Gravity Group, booth number 4006, where you're going to get a sneak peek and look at Oscar and a new Sesame Place attraction, as well as the Falcon's Creative booth, booth number 2291, where we'll share more news about Battle for Era at Busch Gardens Williamsburg. We'll have both SeaWorld and vendor spokespeople at each location who can talk more about the ride experience, vehicle cars, and any other attractions, details, and questions you might have. And now I'd like to introduce SeaWorld Parks Entertainment Chief Marketing Officer, Denise Gaudreau.
Welcome, and thank you for being here. Last year, our CEO, Joel Manby, talk to all of you about the new SeaWorld vision, experiences that matter. This was the way that we would show our amazing work that we do to inspire guests all over to take care of the wonders of our world. We are committed on delivering fun and meaningful experiences. And we are very excited to show you today the 7 great new attractions that we will have in 2018 across all SeaWorld parks. We have, in addition to attractions, we have 2 new Sesame Street parades, and we also have more event days than any time in our past history. We are extremely proud of the work we do on rescue. And I think hopefully you have seen recently we surpassed our 30,000 rescue mark this year. And currently we're already on 32,000 and counting. And this is really core to the SeaWorld experience and what we mean by doing something that's meaningful, that families that come visit can take away with them. Now, we are especially excited also about our new campaign, Park to Planet, which we previewed in San Diego and Los Angeles earlier this year. The greatest news that we received just recently was an independent research company, Ace Metrics, let us know that this was the highest rated consumer campaign that they had seen in the hospitality category since 2010. So we're extremely excited about going national with this campaign early in 2018 and connecting consumers across the United States with the true mission of the SeaWorld brand. So with that, let's see the video.
Saltwater runs through our veins. We're animal lovers, science nerds, adrenaline junkies, and dreamers. The ocean is what drives us, and we live to experience it, all of it, because life is precious and must be protected. We are on a mission, and it's big, but not impossible. Together, we're gonna stop an extinction. One dolphin at a time, one coral reef at a time. We're doing it together all over the world, one person at a time. We do it because we act and inspire others to act. And we have a whole lot of fun doing it.
Nothing can communicate the meaningful part of our vision better than the genuine love that everyone at SeaWorld has for the ocean and for every marine animal that inhabits it. With that, however, there's a critical part of our mission. That's the meaningful part, but we also have the fun part. And that's why you're all here today. IAAPA is critical for making sure that we deliver fun to every single one of our guests. We're gonna start by talking a little bit about Orlando's new Raft ride this summer, Infinity Falls. The great thing about Infinity Falls is that, like Wavebreaker last year, it's a perfect combination of our mission. Fun is delivered through a 40-foot drop on a raft that it almost makes you feel like you're in incredible raging river rapids. But also the meaningful part is delivered by sharing a story of water conservation through a rainforest freshwater ecosystem. It will also be the centerpiece of a new realm designed to resemble the base camp of explorer and scientists. And you know, we've learned that as much as guests love princesses and sorcerers, they also love to inspire their children to be real-life heroes like scientists and explorers, people that later on might do the great work that will really save this planet. Also on the ride and on the realm, you'll see our animal ambassadors that will provide close encounters that resemble the animal encounters you will find in the rainforest in South America. Guests can better understand some of the challenges that face our planet, but at the same time, they definitely will have a great fun with the entire family. Across other parks, we're also launching exciting new attractions, including new water rides in our water parks in Aquatica Orlando, Aquatica San Antonio, and Adventure Island Tampa. And finally, but definitely not least, we're super excited about Electric Eel, which is going to be the tallest attraction roller coaster in San Diego, and definitely will add a great level of fun to that park, in addition to all the amazing animal experiences that we have in San Diego. Now, I would like to invite my great colleague, Anthony Esparza, Chief Creative Officer, that's going to tell you what's happening across the rest of SeaWorld Parks and Entertainment.
Thank you, Denise. You know, we have two other exciting attractions on the show floor to share with you today. First is Oscar's Wacky Taxi. How can you not love that name? It's Sesame Place's first wooden roller coaster and one of the largest new attractions in that park's 37-year history. You know, the partnership we have with the Sesame brand is a special one, and we're excited to have this relationship really existing for almost 4 decades now. We recently announced an extension of that partnership, and that makes SeaWorld the exclusive theme park partner for the Sesame Workshop in the United States. So that's wonderful. I mean, we're glad to be able to share their goal to help kids become smarter, stronger, and especially kinder. It's something that we all love to do. We're also very excited about our recent announced plans to build a second Sesame Place theme park, if you haven't heard that. And we're also building a new Sesame Land right here in Orlando. And not only that, we are continuing our effort to showcase the fun characters throughout all of our parks. But that's not all. Denise mentioned some other very special fun things that we're doing. We have 2 parades coming that allow kids and families to meet all their favorite characters in San Antonio and debuting in San Diego. And this is just great examples of the expansion of the SeaWorld brand. So, you know, but that's not all the things that we're doing at SeaWorld. We have a new initiative we call our Digital Wonders Initiative, and our technology entry for that in 2018 is Battle for Ire Action VR Ride at Busch Gardens Williamsburg. What makes it different is that this is a motion-based simulator theater with 360-degree virtual reality glasses. So get your head around that. motion base, molasses, a bunch of people screaming and having a good time. You know, guests will be immersed within the story, not only be able to see and hear, but they'll be able to feel the experience all around them through the VR headsets and the motions of the simulator. So we think that's going to be very unique and going to be a very fun one for us to introduce to our guests. The adventures also introduce fierce and lovable new characters that will be deeply rooted in the homeland of Ireland, and that is the location in the park that this attraction takes place. And this is our continuing embrace of technology to enhance and energize our guest experiences throughout SeaWorld. So areas like virtual reality allow us to tell our story in a unique way, but most importantly to complement the shows and the rides and the live animal experiences that we have throughout SeaWorld Parks. So thank you for coming this morning, and I'd like to turn it back over to Travis to help you on your way to the next stop.
Thank you, Anthony, and thank you again to IAAPA, the IAAPA team, as well as our vendor partners here, and thank you all for joining us today. That concludes the press conference portion this morning, but for those who were able to join us, please step around the corner to the Intamin booth.
Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Good morning, everybody. My name is Brian Morrow. I'm the Vice President of Theme Park Development for SeaWorld Parks Entertainment, and today we want to share news about our newest attraction, Infinity Falls, coming to SeaWorld Orlando 2018. Before we start though, we want to say thank you to Intamin, our ride partner that helped us develop Infinity Falls, this record-breaking river raft ride. Now Infinity Falls is the chance for our guests to explore one of the most fragile ecosystems on the planet, the rainforests. And it's part of SeaWorld's mission to tell new stories beyond just our oceans, but really about the connective ecological tissue around the country and around this planet, and that's the rivers and streams that make their way to the oceans themselves. It'll be a family adventure attraction that will take our guests roaring through the middle of a tropical rainforest, but that's not all. SeaWorld, we love to tell stories about how our guests can help the planet by visiting our theme parks and going home and saving the planet when they return. That Park to Planet messaging will live inside of Infinity Falls in some brand new digital interactives that we've developed that's going to allow our guests to literally play inside of a theme park and save the water out in the planet. It's a brand new invention. It'll be part of the Infinity Falls land and part of the ride experience itself. So, without any further ado, let's take a look at our ride vehicle for Infinity Falls. All right, so Infinity Falls is a record-breaking river raft ride with a world record-breaking drop. Our riders will make their way to the top of the river and have a 40-foot drop down into the bottom of the ravine. It's the world's largest river raft ride, engineered by Intamin, with a very unique vertical lift element that will hoist the riders up to the top of the river for their descent down. You'll also notice Infinity Falls has this cool, scientific, future science look to it. And that's part of SeaWorld's mission to show our guests, our youngest guests that will come to our parks and be inspired that they too can be scientists. And science is cool. Science is contemporary and science is modern. And we need those scientists to help us save the planet today and into the future. Moving on, we're going to have a Q&A session for anybody that wants to stand around. I will be here. Mike Denninger, my colleague, he's the Vice President of Rides and Engineering for the company. He will be here, and we'll also have some amazing creatures that are part of the fragile ecosystem of Infinity Falls that you can meet and mingle with. Thanks, everybody. She's here for the night.
Alrighty guys, so we have Brian Morrow here, and Brian, you just showed off the new raft for Infinity Falls. Tell me a little bit about this raft and what it's going to do for the project.
So the raft is an 8-passenger raft, nice and small, and that's purposeful because we want to build the best-in-class rapids in Orlando. So we needed this small raft so we can move around with the hydraulic engineering of the ride to give us the most extreme rapids that you'll ever see on a raft ride. And of course we got the really cool vertical lift, which will have the world's record-breaking river drop on a raft ride, which is 40 feet. We'll go from the top of the tower, down below the park pathway, and back around to the station for a big finale for the ride itself.
Very nice. Now we're on track, of course, with construction. Everything's looking good on your end?
Yeah, we're great on construction. You're going to see ride steel going up probably late December, early January. So look for that big ride tower with the first erections that we'll do on the ride steel package.
Very awesome, man. Thank you so much for your time, and we're very excited for Infinity Falls.
Thanks, guys. See you soon.
Alrighty guys, so we have Mike here, who is a part of the creative portion of Infinity Falls. Mike, tell me about this raft, a little bit more about it, some of the design features that you implemented into it.
Oh sure, so this is our ride vehicle for Infinity Falls. This opens next summer at SeaWorld Orlando, summer 2018 at SeaWorld Orlando. The raft configuration is a little unique. Thematically, it is very unique. A lot of color on this ride vehicle. The messaging behind this ride vehicle talks to our story, which is this science base camp that has been set up in the rainforest. We're talking all about the freshwater story and the ecosystems around the freshwater systems in our world, and this raft vehicle brings that story together for the ride experience in this village that we have set up for Infinity Falls.
Very nice, Mike. Now, you have something here. You're doing a vertical
for free. They're all for free.
Now, every
time they play, they will actually score points.
You know, slow going up. I think vertical, you're going to get gallons of water.
Yeah, well, what's great about Infinity Falls is you get it all. There are 2 incline lifts on this ride, and there's a vertical lift. So you have a lot of vertical elevation, which translates to dynamic ride experience, a lot of good fun. Great rapids on this ride experience. We chose the vertical lift because we felt it was innovative and different. Unusual. You're not going to do this many places in the world. The raft will park on a platform, gets hoisted up quickly. There is a little bit of a ride experience just in that, where you feel yourself moving upward quickly. It's not typical to do in a raft. And when you get to the top, you have a great view of the park, and you plunge down the tallest drop in the world on a rapid ride. The ride experience is second to none. These are world-class rapids. Excellent rapids experience, best in Orlando, bar none. There are also some other little treats for the riders as they move around the course, because we wanted to do something more than just rapids.
Now, were there any design challenges that you guys had and overcame?
Yeah, man.
This project is squeezed into a fairly compact site, but we were able to use those 2 lifts that I mentioned to get more of a figure 8 configuration. So we were able to use the site maximally and use our area that we have. That's probably the biggest challenge, just figuring out the best way to position the vertical lift in the station and have this great long river run that is part of this ride experience.
All right, Mike. We're looking forward to it. Of course, all of our guests and our viewers are excited for it. Thank you so much for speaking with us, and we look forward to riding it very soon.
Yeah, me too.
My name is Brian Morrow.